Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Color Me Bad Lynn, aka Pinky, and welcome back to our channel. I am your girl again, Color Me Bad Lynn. All things beauty is what we tap into, talk about, and delve into on this particular channel. If this is your first time ever meeting me, greetings and salutations. So happy to meet your acquaintance. Help yourself, look around, laugh a little bit, cry a little bit, rejoice, share, like, subscribe. Just to give you a little bit of a brief scenario about what we talk about over here in Color Me Bad Nation. If you haven't figured it out by now, fragrances, smell goods, look goods, feel good, talk good, live good, be good, expect the great. So what I want to talk about today, just to give you a heads up before you click off, stay with me now. You know, Valentine's Day is coming up, right? You know, your girl, you know, I love me some love now. I love a little romance in my life, you know. Whether I've had it all the time or not, I still love love. And so this is one of my favorite holidays. You said, girl, you said that about Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, and yep, that too. So I wanted to come on and share fragrances that are in my collection that are super hot, sexy, red light alert, ready for action fragrances for Valentine's Day. And upon me kind of pulling some of the fragrances from my collection to share with you guys, the ones that I think are deemed or Valentine's Day date worthy, I said we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this. I've shared before on many occasions, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but most of the fragrances in my collection are sexy, you guys. I mean, you know, I'm almost, you know, I'm close to 50 years old. That's all I got left, fun and sexy. So we're gonna get into some of the fragrances that are in my collection that are perfect for Valentine's Day or just any hot, sexy date night. Please continue to watch. Now, some sweethearts may be watching this and saying to themselves, I'm not booed up. So far, I don't have a date lined up. I'm going to be working on Valentine's Day. Scratch it. Just because you're not booed up, just because you're not in a relationship, listen, I got you. I got you. Treat yourself. You don't have to necessarily have a date in order to have a nice day, a nice evening, a nice afternoon, morning, or life. Okay? Date yourself. Treat yourself. You work hard every single day. If you like a little lobster and a little steak and a little shrimp in your life, or if you're living the raw vegan life and you like to juice it up, buy yourself whatever you want. Treat yourself. Take yourself out to dinner or lunch. Grubhub or Uber it in. With Grubhub, you order your dinner, they give you 7 minutes to add anything else onto your order. So if you at home by yourself on Valentine's Day or whatever day, and you just want to treat yourself and you don't have anybody else to giggle it up with, Grubhub. They give you 7 minutes. You can order your dinner, and then you can have them stop off at Aldi's or Schnucks or Deerbergs or whatever area, Trader Joe's you live in your area, and stop off and buy yourself some flowers too. So you got dinner, flowers, turn you on some music, you got some dancing, boom, you got your date. Get you something. I heard some people saying, but Color Me, I can't date myself. I can't do that. I can't take myself out to lunch. I can't take myself out to dinner. I just can't do. If you don't like you and you don't enjoy your own company, how you expect anybody else to? Let's get into it. The first fragrance I want to share with you guys that I think is super, super hot and sexy for Valentine's Day or any hot date night. Let me tell you something. I'm here to help you with that. The first fragrance that I pulled from my collection that I believe is a hot date night fragrance, and I don't have my glasses on, but they are nearby. This is MFK's. Is it MFK or MKF? Somebody. Oud Silk Mood, you guys. I'm going to bring this in a little bit closer. If you love a really pretty, silky, smooth. This is so beautiful. This is unisex. So this is for my gentlemen and my ladies. If you're into this, I just saw on Instagram either this morning or yesterday or a gentleman posted that this was his fragrance for the day. It is such a gorgeous fragrance. It always brings me great delight when I see somebody else loves a fragrance that is so endearing to me as well, especially when the price point is up there, because I have experienced on so many occasions where you purchase fragrances that are expensive but they just don't perform well. This one actually does. I will say that it depends on your body chemistry, on how well this performs, also your longevity, your projection, performance overall. You definitely want to make sure with this fragrance and any other fragrance that you layer properly. And all we mean by that, or all I mean by that, is making sure that, once you hop out of your shower or your bath, that you're moisturizing your skin properly. And that's even if you aren't wearing any fragrances. It helps with perspiration. It helps with all kinds of chemical imbalances in the body and the system and things of that nature. Once you start to kind of moisturize and take care of your skin, just take it a little bit of extra time to do those things. And then once you apply your fragrances, you'll notice that they'll last a lot longer. Now, there is a method to my madness on how to do that properly, where you can get your fragrances to last all day long. But that information is going to cost you. Okay, so next up on the list, in no particular order, because I didn't arrange these. If you know me, I don't have them lined up in no particular order or nothing like that. I just pulled them. It's not that serious to me. But I just had this thought, like, it's, Valentine's Day is coming, and we like to smell good every day, right? But if you're going out for that day, you may be hanging out with your children, if you have any, grandchildren, family members, church members, sorority, fraternity, brothers and sisters, somebody. The next one that I want to share with you guys is Michael Kors Sexy Ruby. This is a really, really unique fragrance. I really enjoy this fragrance. I sprayed a little bit of this on earlier this week before I went to bed, coupled with another fragrance, and I really like the scent of this. I'm always afraid to wear this fragrance by itself because I'm never sure whether or not it has the strength to perform all by itself. But the only way to really try that out on fragrances is like what I do. I wear them to bed, and then that way, if I do that, I know if I wake up in the morning and I can still smell them, I know that I can trust them to wear to work or to a special event. Not so much church, because normally you're not in church that long unless you attend a church where it's an all-day situation, and then it just depends on where you go. Some people are in and out. Some people are there for 3-4 hours. I don't know. I've been to both. Give me what you need and let's go. So this is a Michael Kors Sexy Ruby, another beautiful, sexy. This is a feisty, fiery fragrance. So if you're real feisty, real fiery, you are just just hanging out with a gentleman or a young lady, or friends or whatever, and you want something that's gonna give you a little bit of a kick. It's got that sexy, juicy, little bit of a heated candy scent almost. Not as hot and spicy as like a red hot candy scent, but it's really close to that. It kind of puts you in the mind frame of that. It's not as spicy as like one of those Jolly Ranchers that's hot, but it kind of is in the middle, like watermelon, cherry. And I don't even know if any of those notes are actually in this fragrance, but it gives you that vibe. I really like this fragrance. It is extremely sexy. So red light alert. You can find this fragrance in many places. You can find them, of course, online anywhere. eBay. You can probably do Amazon. You may look up on one of these, or sometimes I see some of his fragrances in discounter stores like TJ Maxx and Marshall's, definitely Macy's, Dillard's, Nordstrom, places like that. You can definitely find these fragrances. It just depends on which one you're looking for. And like I said, looking up on these is kind of like a win, lose, or draw in discounter stores. But anytime I run across one, I try I try to grab it because I have had very good luck with all of Michael Kors fragrances. All of the ones that I have in my collection, I absolutely love. There's only one that's kind of on the fence. I'm still playing around with. It's an oud and rose fragrance. And I'm still kind of playing around with it because I like it, but I'm not in love with it just yet. But I'm thinking that when it starts to get a little bit warmer outside, like springtime, that's when I'm going to start to like that fragrance and so. But anyway, this one, again, is Michael Kors Sexy Ruby. Perfect for Valentine's Day. Okay, so next on the list, I never actually watched the TV show Scandal, but I love me some Scandal fragrance by Jean-Paul Gaultier. If you've hung out with me any length of time, you know that this is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time. This is definitely a repurchase in my collection. It's to the point where like I keep her in her bottle, I keep her in her packaging. When I first got this, I wouldn't even wear this, and it's just because I love the packaging. I love Jean-Paul Gaultier fragrances. And I don't really, at the time, I really wasn't going a whole lot of places. And so what you gonna do? And this is to me a little bit too much for work. I've probably wanted to work before, maybe if I was going somewhere afterwards and I wanted my fragrance to last past a 9 to 10 plus hour day and I wasn't going to be able to refresh myself, then definitely I've probably pulled this a couple times. But just to wear on an everyday basis, it depends on what you're doing and what you do for a living. When I tell you I absolutely adore this fragrance, I'm going to bring it in a little bit closer so you guys can actually see how much juice is missing off of this one. Not only is the bottle absolutely freaking gorgeous, but the fragrance is even better. You can tell, if you know fragrance and colognes, you can tell by the juice, the color of the juice, the way the juice moves in the bottle, that this is an extraordinary fragrance, you guys. Every review that I've seen on this fragrance says the same thing. You can smell this from the bottle. This is the epitome of sexy. If you're not feeling sexy, but you need a sexy vibe, get you some. It is so beautiful. And I don't think this is the intense either. This is just, and there's so many flankers of this one. Every single flanker is just as good. This just happens to be my particular favorite. And whenever I have fragrances in my collection, even if I have a flanker of it, like I may have the original of the fragrance and then I have the flankers, the ones that come in behind it, that have the same DNA as the fragrance, but a little bit of a twist on it, I normally only wear one at a time. I normally don't just go in and wear all of them unless I'm trying to see how they all smell good together. This is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. Like, I'm telling you right now, not because of the name, not because of the design of the bottle, which the design of the bottle is hot and sexy, but it just smells really, really good on me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I could see this becoming like one of my signature scents somewhere down the line. As I streamline my collection and start getting rid of stuff and only saying, okay, you only need this amount of bottles of fragrance. These are the ones you wear all the time. These are the ones that you love. I would have at least 3 bottles on deck of this. I would. It's that good. It's one of those fragrances, if I could only choose, let's say 10 fragrances, because 5 is not enough. Let's just say 10. If I had to choose 10 fragrances from my collection, or fragrances that I've loved throughout the years that I may not have right now, but I want to add back in, top of the line. Top of the line. You hear me? It's that gorgeous. It's that beautiful. It does the work for you. I sprayed this on one time. Just spraying it on. I was running somewhere and I just want to smell really, really good. I didn't really moisturize down like you normally are supposed to, but I knew I was going to be gone for a nice length of time. Performance, beast mode, mama girl, compliments. And I don't wear fragrances for compliments. I wear them for me. Get you some. Okay, are you having fun yet? I So I hope you are. I'm having fun doing this. I love to share. All right, so next up on the list, and I don't even know, I'm just gonna grab one, it don't matter. We are down to about 4 or 5 left that I want to share with you all today. 4 or 5, maybe 6 that I want to share with you guys that are sexy fragrances, perfect for Valentine's Day. You know, Valentine's Day, girl, especially if you got a date. If you normally don't wear fragrances and you put some fragrances on that day, you know you going to work and somebody might drop something off on your desk, you know, or something like that, you know what I mean? You make sure you put that perfume on, hear me? Even if you don't have a date, you might get one by the end of the day. This one is a Beautiful Belle. This is by Estee Lauder. You know, some things, this is so, like, I don't know, like, okay, so I might get a little teary-eyed. There are some things, you know, that just, the aroma, the scent, the notes, just do something to you. This is such a beautiful fragrance and offering from Estee Lauder. I have always loved the original Beautiful from Estee Lauder. And they decided to, I guess because they've been so amazing through the years, decided to come out with flankers. Like, I can't explain this. If you've never smelled this before, I would highly recommend that you add this to your collection. You would be so happy when you get this and spray out on this. It's such a easy fragrance, no brainer, absolutely gorgeous. You can wear this anywhere. It's a little bit too sexy to wear to work. If I would wear this to work, I would spritz just a little bit, maybe on top of my layering, not too much, because it's just beautiful. It has the perfect name to it. I just don't know what else to tell you about this except for it's beautiful. It's just a gorgeous scent. It's sexy, it's sensuous, and like I said, if I spray it on me, I might start crying. It's that kind of fragrance. And when you collect fragrances, you understand what I mean by that. It's just one of those. Like, it's like, it does something to me, not in an erotic way, but emotional. It's playing with my emotions. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with Color Me. Okay. So, next up on the list, we have a couple more to go. Let's do another Michael Kors fragrance. So this one is Michael Kors. I have to wipe these off because I've been wearing and spraying out on these this week. Some of them I have. This one is Michael Kors Coral. This is so beautiful. It is citrus, it's sweet, it's floral. It's got like a little bit of a hard candy scent to it, but not a juvenile. This is grown and sexy. The dynamics of this fragrance, I want to say now, there are a few Michael Kors fragrances that I haven't smelled yet. I think like 2 or 3 that I haven't smelled yet. Maybe 2. The best. If you don't have this in your collection, and I know I got a bunch of Wanderlust lovers out there, so please do excuse me. My humble opinion, this is the most beautiful Michael Kors fragrance that not only I have in my collection, but that I've ever smelled. It is just to live for. It's so beautiful. It starts off really, really soft, very, very cunning. It's seductive. It's sneaky. This is what I call a clever fragrance. So you spray it out. It's really, really light, very pretty, very bright. And somewhere around the 2.5, 3 hour mark, this changes on you. And it turns into something totally different from what it smells like when you first spray this on. And it's not anything that's gonna make people sitting next to you, choke out or anything like that, unless they just, hating on you. But it's just one of those fragrances that are unexplainable until you actually wear it yourself. If your body chemistry marries well with this, you are in for a treat. I promise you. And I would go out on a limb to say, you really don't have to go heavy on your sprays with this. A little bit really does go a long way with this. I'm preaching to the choir because I'm not hearing nothing of what I'm saying, because I'm going to hit the spots. And I might go back and hit the spots twice. It depends on how I'm feeling for the day, what I'm doing, what I've eaten like the day before maybe, or what if I've had breakfast or something. All of that kind of depends on how much coffee I've had, things like that. I'm telling you, if you don't have this in your collection, I highly recommend adding this one. You can probably find this for a really nice price. It's been around for a minute. Worth every penny. I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. Get you some. Okay. Thank you for holding. Whew. Woosah. Okay, so the next fragrance is, I got a story to tell y'all, but I'm gonna wait. Okay, so anyways, the next fragrance that I will share with you guys that I love, I love Christian Dior fragrances. I like to the point where one of my favorite fragrances of Christian Dior I haven't even come on and talked about yet, which is Dune, you guys. Dune. If you've never smelled it before, check it out. It's an old one. It's not old, but it's been out for a really, really long time. I would say maybe 20 plus years. Comes in a peach packaging. It's called Dune, Christian Dior. If you can get your hands on it, it'll bless your life. Anyway, moving on. This is one of my faves here. I get sidetracked a lot, but when we start talking about things, your brain starts to work, and I like to share. Because that's one of mine that I won't come on to talk about. It's just, it's mine. Okay, so the next fragrance I want to share with you guys that is perfect for Valentine's Day. Any poison. Any Christian Dior poison fragrance. But this one stuck out to me when I was pulling fragrances off of my shelf. This one is pure poison. Look at the bottle. The bottle alone is sexy. It's so sexy. It's so pretty. I like this fragrance because it's just good. So this is one of those that when you again spray it out, it's really, really a clever fragrance. It makes you think. And it's a really good spray too. So you really don't have to go heavy on your sprays with this like I like to do. I get out of control with mine. It has the original DNA of poison and hypnotic poison, but they did something with this. They did something with it. I don't know what but it is so beautiful, you guys. My bottle is leaking a little bit. They did something with this fragrance, you guys. And when I tell you it is worth it, this is definitely another repurchase in my collection. Something that I would always love to keep in my collection. I do not wear her all that much, and it's just because my favorite is Hypnotic Poison, which this is basically similar. If you love Hypnotic Poison, you will love Pure Poison, and you will love Poison Girl. And then if you wear all three of them together, get out, go, bye bye, holla back. So delicious. Get you some. Okay, so we actually have 2 more left, so we're definitely going to do a part 2 of sexy Valentine's Day fragrances, okay? The next one is something that I shared, I think recently, one of my fragrances that I'm currently obsessed with. I gotta take her out of the box because she's in there. This one is by Lancome, and this is Idol Intense, you guys. I just talked about her maybe a week or so ago, or I sent out a recording of talking about one of the fragrances that I'm obsessed with, probably like maybe a week ago or so. I'm telling you right now, this smells so good that I want all of the flankers to this. Like every single one. They got one that's the Nectar. I don't have that one. Gotta have it. Already got it on my cart. I gotta have it. This is such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And normally I don't use my fragrances up this quick. I don't. I think like I said, I think I added this to my collection around Mother's Day last year. And she's almost halfway gone. I mean, this is such a beautiful, beautiful offering from Lancome. I have always loved Poem. And I've always been a Trésor girl. Always. I remember when Trésor first came out. And you couldn't tell me nothing about Trésor. It was the most beautiful thing in the world. And I still to this day believe so. But this right here bumped it off the shelf, baby. If you have never smelled this before, get your nose on it. You know, visit a Lancome counter and see if they still have these available, or tester. Definitely, I highly recommend adding this to your collection. Okay, so this is one of those fragrances that you gotta wear a nice little lid with. You know, like I said, you want to go out and have a good time, and you may just be hanging out with close friends or whatever the case may be, and you just smelling oh so good. You open there receptive to love, but you don't have anything solid in your life, but you looking good, you smelling good, you feeling good. This is the fragrance that you want to make sure that you pull out of your wardrobe, your fragrance wardrobe. If you have it, if you don't, I highly recommend getting all of the flankers, all of the fragrances that Giorgio Armani put out, all of the seeds, all of them smell good, you guys. But if you love black currant syrup, if you love a beautiful fragrance that is going to last you for 10 plus hours, good. One of the most beautiful fragrances and offerings that Giorgio Armani has ever put out. When I tell you this is a winner, this is some beautiful juice right here. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. You can kind of see how much juice is missing out of my bottle. This is another one that it's probably been in my collection. I probably added this when it first came out. This is one of the best investments for self-care and beauty that I've made. This is really, really pretty. I don't always purchase a lot of fragrances for myself, like full price or anything like that. Normally I can haggle and make sure I get the best deal for my money. But when I smelled this some years ago, I had to have this fragrance. It is such a beautiful fragrance. If you have this in your collection, then you know exactly what I am talking about. It is sexy. It is beast mode mama girl, daddy boy, all things beautiful, you guys. So if you are looking for something perfect for Valentine's Day or any date night, or just to smell good for yourself, and you're looking for the perfect signature scent, I highly recommend adding C Intense Giorgio Armani to your collection. And like I said, all of them, if you're looking for a really beautiful line of fragrances to start a collection, add to your collection, and you want all of the scents and then the flankers, all of these fragrances that come in this line are the bomb. Do you understand where I'm coming from with that? I promise you, I stand behind all of them. They're not giving me any type of commission for this particular endorsement. Get you some. Highly recommend it. All right. So we got through. We made it through. I am going to probably come on and do another recording of fragrances in my collection that are perfect for Valentine's Day or just a sexy date night. Just a really sexy fragrance. Like I said, that's really all I have in my collection, or sexy fragrances. That's all I do. You know, I feel like if you're going to invest in yourself, invest in your beauty, invest in your scent, which is what you're doing, You want to make sure that you smell good. Don't waste your money on fragrances just to say I got something on. Make sure it's good. Make sure it is good to you. If it smells good to you and it kind of turns you on a little bit, then guess what? 9 times out of 10, it's going to do the same to others. And so don't waste your money on stuff just to be spraying it on. Get you some good. If you're going to spend your money, spend it right. This is your girl, Color Me Bad Lynn, saying thank you guys for watching. We are way early and ahead of the dome on Valentine's Day. But you know, some people like to plan ahead. And if somebody's got their eye on you, you already know the deal. They done already put their bid in, girl. So you might as well go on out, have a good time, enjoy yourself, and smell absolutely amazing. Part 1. We will be back with part 2 of sexy fragrances from Color Me's fragrance collection just in time for Valentine's Day. Peace.